Things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Oh man, up in the morning, getting it done. Thanking my Lord and Savior for blessing us to see another beautiful brand new day. If it wasn't for him, none of this would be possible. All right, so I'm doing some updates on the Digital One 2.0. Sorry about that, I couldn't get my stand. Still working up here on this project up here. We'll be talking about that later on, because I got to go in and I got to put in another coat to finish that room off, so we can get started and get that project done. I didn't like that paint I got from Sherwin-Williams. The coverage was absolutely horrible. It was horrible. I never worked so much to paint a wall in my life. So didn't like that at all. But it did do its job. It did cover the black surface, which was good. So I can get it ready to convert that room into all white. So we ordered some more paint. Got it for much cheaper. It's going to finish off the job. But let's get back to this right here, because we got this update on right now. Let me figure out why my stand is in a wacky position. Man, I gotta buy a new stand today. That's where I spend more money on just the odds and ends in life, I swear. But anyway, there's the containers right there. They came. One thing about me, when it comes to my products, as I told you before, we always constantly keep everybody in the loop. So, we haven't had any complaints from the other one yet, because he's not used to our system over here. But how we do things over here, and I'm being rude to explain, we can't just go to Home Depot and Lowe's and pick up our stuff. Our stuff is a little different than that. And my stuff gets flown in from overseas. So I have to pay for customs, all kinds of stuff, to get certain formulas and things we need over here to be able to process what we do over here. This is why we do those test demonstrations to show you that our stuff is not everyday black and white paint, or just everyday paint at the end of the day. That's why when you go to the website, you'll see the 44s on display. You'll see the test. We got the 1 hour test on the, 3-hour test on the 2.0, which you see in the containers right there. Matter of fact, I got to go back in the website today, update, add more videos, stuff like that, demonstrations we did on the screen, stuff like that. All they got to be added onto the site. And when you go into the marketplace to purchase the 2.0, you will notice there's a link there sending you to the test demonstrations right there. So in order for our product to do what it does, it has to be something different. We have to prove that it's something different. That's why we do all the tests. That's what the tests are for. To back the product and to show that the product is not like everyday house paint or whatever. You're going to have to be to back your stuff on that big time. All right. So what we're doing right now is we're getting labels ready for the containers. And we got one for the tester, and everybody else is in there. And then I had to order another set of containers on top of that for the backup. What have we got? I'm sorry if I'm tired. We got the 250s of the 250 ounces of the Extreme 39 Black Widow. We got another 100-inch screen to paint in. We got a customer screen to repaint because they want a lighter coat. So we're hooking them up on that. And we got a 200-inch screen downstairs in the basement. Now, what I'm happy about the 200-inch is we didn't have to put 3 applications. We're only going to put 2. So I'm happy with that. Better 2 than 3. And on top of that, it's a fast process. First process is a little slow, second is a little faster. All right. Oh, man. Stuff I got to go through. We got an update on the updates coming in for the exotics. So they're coming in. They're going to be a spray-on application. Somebody's going to use an airbrush. Oh, I would love to see that. They're going to do an airbrush on a piece of plexiglass. You know how beautiful that's going to look? That's going to be crazy. All right. Oh, we got one coming out called Mystical Marble. You figure that one out. I told you exotics are going to be crazy. They're their own little world. They like the breakout punch. That's what they are. You're the kind of person that thinks outside the box, you're an artist or whatever, and you want to put a screen paint that looks different than anything else. That's what that technology is being developed for. They like the wild bunch. All right, so let's get started on this right here. These are the containers right here. We got the 40 ounces, As you saw in the paint down, oh, that's another way of putting it. As you saw in the paint down, our containers, our paint has amazing coverage. So we were able to do an 88-inch screen, 106-inch screen, wallpaper upstairs, and, or sorry, downstairs now because we're converting the room. And we got 98% of 150. You'd have nailed 150 either way. So we got that demonstration also. Let me get these open. So we can get started on processing the containers. I bet you ain't got no scissors around me anywhere, which we never usually do. And any scissors around us. Be careful with this one because this knife is extremely sharp and will puncture a hole in the containers, which we don't want. Now, keep in mind, because of the dirty tactics of the other individual, your container will be inspected and recorded before shipped out to you, because we don't want you doing dirty stuff. I'll tell you, when you're working with this fellow, you have to be 5 steps ahead. Trust me, because again, this is an individual who we've done business with in the past, and we've had broken promises about orders being shipped out. We've had items coming over that weren't where they're supposed to be. We even had a container come in that had a hole punctured in the side of it, so it would delivery leak inside the box. Dirty stuff, and we have it all on recording. Everything, every unboxing is on recording. You can go to the blacklist. You will see the first one. We got a Cinemax. We ordered a Cinemax from this fellow. He sends us over black paint. Lost that dispute in PayPal. And then had a nerve to puncture a hole into the container so it would delivery leak. See, Jamie, let me explain something to you. The difference between me and you when it comes to business is I'm very serious about what I do. I'm a professional at the end of the day. And the reason why is because when your container will come to you, it will match everybody else's. You'll have no special writing. No, everybody is in sync. We don't do that stuff over here. That's not professional. When you write on your containers that way and put special writing on this stuff, you only do that if you're doing a customization for someone and you sign the container, you know, something like that. That's what you do. But you make it a joke container. That's what you do, and you send it over to us. That's not professional. Everything is supposed to unify. Everything is supposed to look the same. You know, like a military. Everything is supposed to be unified. Everything works like a fine oil machine. You, on the other hand, you don't do things correctly. So I'm going to show you how it's done. See those containers over there? When you get your container, it's already inspected. It'll be inspected on camera. You're the only one that has to go through this because you're the type of person that will puncture a hole in a container and try to blame it on us. Now, for those people saying, oh, but you're taking things. No. This comes from this person's past history, recordings that we have on this individual doing dirty tactics like this, shipping us out containers with weird labels attached to them, and shipping us out containers that have holes punctured into them, shipping us out items that don't match a description, all that nonsense. You can't file for a non-described because it's a batch number attached to it showing the product before we shipped out. We override that automatically from the door, and again, tester will have the same thing from your container. You can't make it. We did the demonstration already. We made a gray version and we made a darker version, like the UV. Doesn't even match our products at all, period. You can't basically make it on another level because in order for you to have a 2.0 or any of our screen paint products, you have to pass all the tests, making it that product. That's what makes that product special, those tests. That's what identifies that product, those tests. You can't just go out there and say, hey, look, I take a black screen, I do this, that, so, and I have their product. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to be to match all tests showing you have the exact same product we have. That's what separates us, our tests. Let me see. You can't go, I got it from a friend. We told you, you can't do that. So he already did that. He followed that one rule. He bought it himself. So we know it's coming to him. You have a certified package, which means you have to show ID in order to get it. Now, your downfall was that you didn't put your full name in. You put in Jamie Crow. Again, you're not a professional at the end of the day. You put your full name in. I don't care where my package is going to, my full name is going in. Because if it comes here certified, I can whip up my ID and say, here I go, here I am, this is me right here. Thank you so much, give me the package, sign for it, ta-da, done. Just in case if the person decides to be a jerk about the end of the day, he sends me certified, whatever, I can sign for it. The reason why we're doing it, because we're not being a jerk, is because we're dealing with a person who will lie. So we have to make sure that you got the package, that is signed and certified by you. Because I don't want to hear, oh, ended up with a friend and the package is open and tampered with. No, we know you got it. We know it came to your house and we got your signature right on top of it. All this is good for court. Because if you do something stupid, we say, yeah, we sent that package, show them. Yep, that's this video. That's him slandering our product. This is the beta tester. This is how his product came out. It came from the same container as his. This is the batch number right here. This is his name, his address, and his signature. Locked you in court that fast. See? It's business. That's why we do it. Because you're known for doing these dirty tactics. So we have to protect ourselves. You can't be trusted. So your container will be inspected and recorded before everything is going to be processed on a recording just for you and marked with your name attached to that video. It has to be done that way because, again, if you or anybody else that we've done business with in the past, we don't have to go through that. We just basically just do the batch number, ship out the product to them, and that's it. They respect the batch number. You don't respect our batch numbers. So that's why you have to be treated that way. So this is for you and the beta tester. That's y'all right there. And the beta tester can't wait. He can't wait. They don't like you, Jamie, and the reason why my people and anybody I do business with, even with big companies, don't like you, because these are the same individuals that are sitting there with our products in their living room, workshop, wherever they may have it at. These are the same people that are sitting there with that product, and then they see your demonstration pop up saying, oh, this is how this product comes up with too dark. And they're like, this guy's a liar. I got this product right here. It doesn't look this way. The heck is he talking about? This is how you sow bad blood. And this is these big, I got these big companies we're signing contracts with, and they see those demonstrations. You think they want to do business with somebody who does dirty tactics like that? You would end up getting someone sued at the end of the day. You don't know how to keep your personal feelings to yourself. When it comes to business, you keep your personal feelings at the door. This is business. That's why he tripped over his own feet with that whole pornography nonsense, because him calling himself trying to post pornography on his site because we're in a live stream and figure that this is going to come up on our camera and this is going to be an embarrassment. That's not an embarrassment for me. That's an embarrassment for you. That's your company. You put pornography on your website. That is your company. That's why I said doing too much. So we just have to go through that real quick because, like I said, this individual does some pretty dirty stuff. And if you want to see how dirty the stuff he does, just go to the blacklist. You'll see the mess there. Now, for those of you, let's get past that guy because other people did order it besides him. Your orders will be processed on Saturday. We got most of the ingredients in. The rest of it lands on Saturday. And we'll have you processed. Batch numbers will be done. Everybody will be shipped out on Monday. You'll receive a batch number at the bottom. You'll see it. And on that batch number, we'll have the date attached to the video where your product was tested. Oh, you know how much extra stuff with this. I could use all this. All right, so these are the 40-ounce containers. I like the black tops better. Sometimes I get a little paint on my hands and I go to touch the top and it looks dirty. It looks really unprofessional. I don't like it. That's why I like having the black tops. They're a little easy to clean. Definitely easier to clean. Now, for those of you interested in the lowest and most advanced gray screen paint on the market, because again, how do we back our product as being the most advanced? Well, they got to back our test demonstrations. That's it. We gave him a challenge already, just to let you know, off topic. We gave him a challenge already to match all tests under 2.0. He can't do it. He can't match the screen. Especially if you look at the area where the tests were being done at, they were downstairs in a max zone. So if you're used to using your gray screen paint products in these poorly lit environments, You can't claim your product to be ambient light rejection. Everybody knows ambient light rejection technology is everything today. So again, they are telling the truth on that one. Their products are not ambient light rejection. That they're telling the truth. The other one, I don't see it anywhere in his description at all, period. He doesn't have that ambient light rejection. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have it there. The abbreviation is not there. They can't put it there because they know the screens can't pull up. That's why in the description it says has to be used in a dark environment. Our products can be used in fully lit environments, as you can see by the test. As a matter of fact, we had to run an ambient light rejection test. We did that one outside and inside. So our customers get the product at $38, which is cheaper than everybody else's. And we have more test demonstrations on our products more than everybody else. So if they want to claim to be us at the end of the day, then you match the test. If you can't match the test, then you're not us. It's that simple. There's no in between. That's all it is. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got to do out of our containers. We need to do. Let me see. Are we going to get to that, please? Those documents, thank you. All right. I gotta update the videos for the. I gotta update the videos for the whatchamacallit. For the whatchamacallit more videos. Oh yeah, I forgot. They got whatchamacallit. The 2.0 has a massive slideshow. It does. This slideshow is huge. We took pictures outside, upstairs. Yeah, I got maybe load that in the day. You gotta see the slideshow. We got them on Facebook. They received warm welcome. All right, I'm getting pictures today from another customer. One posted his pictures on his PS5. We got them loaded on the website. He got us about 6. So we asked us how many we wanted. We only need 6. We don't need a lot of them. We just need a couple pictures there and there. You know Hector's going to be posting on the 2.0. That's going to be all over the place. So that's what I would expect for this person who calls himself doing his review. I don't know. How would you call it in the day? We don't care. Anyway, bottom line, honestly, truthfully, people, are we concerned about it? No. Why would we be concerned about it? He doesn't have exactly a good reputation for telling the truth at the end of the day. Not even with its own product, so who cares? He's just going to get the product. He's going to do what it's designed to do. If it does anything differently, then we know he tampered with it. That's all to it. And that's just something else we add to the blacklist. But are we really concerned, or really, is it going to affect my orders? No, it's not going to affect my orders. None of his reviews have ever affected our orders. If they did, I wouldn't be in business right now. That just tells you right there. If they affected me in any way, I wouldn't be in business right now. People know the real deal when they see it. Because, again, that test, that's what it comes down to. The military test of weapons. Everybody tests. So everything you have in your house is tested, literally. So I don't know why people are passing off things that are not tested. May say, we need the tops. The tops going to fit with these one nicely? Well, these are a little bigger than these right here, so we wouldn't need these. This has the big ones. These are the big containers. All right, that's good to know. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna change. Oh, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. But maybe they can do something else with it. They can have some more fun with it. We just give them more. They can have fun. All right. We're gonna have a change on our containers. The reason why is because the label size. I just realized that. The label size for the 44s are not going to fit on the 40 ounces. They're just not going to fit. And quite frankly, I really don't feel like going and changing them out because I already did them already. But they will fit on the 50s. So we're going to change the 44s to 50s. Even though it's going to be more paint than you need, who cares? Anyway, so we're good either way on that one. But I just looked at the container. These are the 44 labels right here. I don't see them. They're really dark labels. So the 44s are not going to fit on the 40-ounce containers, and that's what they're supposed to come in. That's not going to fit. So since that's not going to fit, we're going to have to drop them on the 50s. Now they'll fit the 50s perfectly. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make the containers on the 50s instead of the 40s. I'm going to go on the website and change that. Now, what size you read the screen? You're even paying a lot more than that. But then again, like I said, It's going to come with that surface, that really smooth surface. It comes with the blackout cloth surface, that plastic that allows the screen to fit real nice and tight to the screen. We got one outside right now. But it does 100 to 120 inches. But you can paint other things besides that, because you've seen me paint the mirror. We got a mirror right next to it. We do 3D mapping on. That's a mirror. We just put it over top of it. Went through a white sheet of paper, a piece of wood. Yeah, you can paint over other things besides the plastic surface. We just added in there because that's the only one that gives you that nice smooth surface, especially when you're using ultra short those displays. So we're going to change it to 50 ounce because it's not going to fit there, and I'm not going to go through the process of cutting them. So these are, I got more extra containers. We'll get these set up because I got two people ordered those. Let's get to the 2.0s because we don't want to leave you guys out of the loop. So right now, these are the labels for the 2.0. We need to go in and get the top labels. Yeah, we're going to have to do the tops. Can't do the bottoms because I thought the containers were going to be circle, but they're square. These I get for a good deal. So we need 6 of those for the top. What do we got? I got to order more ink too on top of that. Let's see what we got here. We need the 2.0. We need the labels for the top. There we go. We need 6 of them, and I gotta get more ink. I swear, I think I go through more ink than anything else. I literally go through a lot of freaking ink. Print. It's a shame we got to add that in there. I really don't like starting my day with that nonsense. I really don't. And get up, it's a nice, beautiful day and all. And I got to incorporate that nonsense in there. So he knows that, you know, we have to put that in there so we can always go back to this video and say, look, I said such and such and so, and yet this and that happened. It's a shame you just can't, people just can't learn to act right at the end of the day. My goodness. We need it in this size right here. And yeah, we need it for print. We need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. We're gonna be 6. We get 6 on the full. So we get 6 on the sides right here. All right, that's a fit. Okay. All right. This guy got 2 of them. We get 6 or 2. All right. Okay, well that's printing up. Those are the top halves we're doing right now. I need to make sure I got my scissors because we need to take these up. I think my scissors might be over there. All right, that's going nicely. And we'll start the morning off like this. Oh, they are coming out before. All right. Hey, Taco Bear. Oh, you fun to get shoes out of the way. Run around. Weirdo. I can't get no sleep last night. I guess something must have got in the house. These buggies, I don't know what. Running all through the house like a madman. Do you sleep? Oh, I forgot. I don't even sleep. What am I talking about? I don't sleep myself. Do you sleep? All right. Those your top labels are done. And like I said, the reason why when people ask us why we charge only $38 for the 2.0 is because I told you, you can go back to my old demonstrations under Digital 1, and it's a product that's been out for a very long time, a very, very long time. First beginnings of gray screen paint products, that's when they were out. So someone trying to get 158 for 2 quarts, that's freaking bananas. That's absolutely bananas. Now, for those who are going to sit there and say, well, you got black technology. The certified screens don't even have black technology. Think about that one. They have gunmetal. So when you think about it, our technology is more advanced than certified, which we backed that up so many times it's not even funny. I could do a demonstration for you today on certified screens only against that black technology. And I guarantee that's going to be level every last one of them. Easily. So you got certified screens that don't even have black technology yet, but we have it. So that's a whole different story. And consider the fact that a gunmetal certified screen at 100 inches is going to cost you $5,000 to $3,000, where our technology over there that does up to a 120-inch screen only costs our customers $537, and it can level a gunmetal screen with ease. So consider that. And on top of that, you don't have to have a special screen to show off your ultra short throw, and you can take it outside if you want, because mine's sitting outside right now. You ain't taking a $5,000 diamond outside, I'll tell you that much. Nope. So, yeah. But as for great products, well, great products have been around forever. And they should not be costing that kind of money. 90 bucks for a quart? Are you crazy? That's just too much money. I sat there and told y'all, right from the door, under 50 bucks is what it should cost. That's what the price should be, under $50. And if they want, and they're going to have test demonstrations. You're going to have to be to see these screens in max out, fully lit environments. How is the screen going to perform under stress, under pressure? It's going to be able to maintain an image, maintain a color. How is it going to compare to certified screens or other different forms of great products? You saw that in all the test demonstrations. So you have to have the test backing up your product, being different from everybody else's, and you're going to have to do the demonstrations in fully lit environments. So that way, when the customer gets it, he knows where he stands at in a fully lit environment, not sitting in the dark, lying to your customers. Because then your customer gets the screen, turns on the light, and washes out because it's not used to being in that environment. You stick it on these high-end, high-powered projectors, they're seeing an image that they literally can't get at the end of the day because they don't own the same projector. That's why. So since they weren't doing their jobs correctly, I thought it was time that we step in and show them how to do it. Bring out a high-performance screen paint, massive amount of tests attached to it, and charge $38 for it. That's it. Yeah, they sitting there charging you all this money for house paint, a product that can't even pass network grade 773, which we beat the living crap out of. And I told you we were going to beat the crap out of it, and we beat the crap out of it. So, you know, y'all were getting bamboozled for the longest time. They're taking advantage of y'all. Lying. And like I said, if they feel that they can basically compete with our product, then you match our test. Can't match our test, you don't have my product at the end of the day. And you're charging way too much. Talking about saving people money, you're not saving anybody any money. If you're comparing your stuff to black technology, you're not even in my category. Gunmetal's not even in my category with that technology. So again, but when it comes to gray screen paint products, we got gray screen paints too now. And you can't even match it. You're not doing those tests. Tests are very important for customers. They need to see the reaction. I'm pretty sure people saw half the reaction that went on with the PS5, some of these console systems, when they were in the beta testing stage. Oh, heck no. Wait. That sucker just froze. The hard drive froze, deleted stuff, and disk drives are basically discharging in the middle of games. Oh yeah, I remember that freaking nightmare. That was a freaking nightmare. Who was it? Was it PS? No, both systems were doing it. Both systems were doing it. Would basically discharge your disk in the middle of a game. Yeah, craziness. I guarantee if you still have that stuff. As a matter of fact, kind of scares me because wasn't any of that stuff caught in the beta testing? And I just overlooked it and like, chances of somebody getting that something like 1,000,000 to 1. Launch it anyway. Launch it anyway. Yeah. I'm doing the labels right now. Ooh, looks nice, doesn't it? Real professional. Nice, beautiful label. From back to front. Real nice. That's what I want. Yeah, like, launch it anyway. It makes no difference. How many people are going to get the red ring of death? They probably thought, not that many. It's rare. It's going to be a rare incident. And you get yours and you wonder, did they test this before they launched it? Didn't make a difference. People kept buying them anyway. I was guilty of charge for that one too. I've bought so many times. Funny, even though I know they're red ringing. Because, you know, you build up a little family on there that you play with every single day. All right, so putting the labels on for the containers. We got to put the tops on. So you get a chance to watch all this stuff being processed and done. Woohoo! Oh, there's the boss CEO, Taco. Taco, pretty soon we're going to be back on the exotics. Oh, we're going to have some fun with the exotics. I can't wait. That's going to be some crazy paints, man. Some crazy paints. I can't wait. And people, look, for those of you intimidated by paint sprayers, sorry about that. If you're intimidated by a paint sprayer, don't. It's very easy to use. You'll be surprised. You don't need the whole cup and nozzle and compressor. You don't need that crap. Just get yourself a Wagner 250. Get yourself a Wagner 250. Get yourself a white bed sheet. Put it against your fence or clothesline, however way you're going to have it. Make sure it's down secure pretty good. And get your Wagner, put some food color in it. That's all you got to do. Nice practice. And it's not hard to do. Once you learn how to stand your distance back and get a feel for the cannon, and when you're spraying, you'll see that mist come out. It's easy. It'll connect just like that. Now, if you was coming up, when I was coming up, there was no Wagners and none of that all compressed, compact stuff. You had the freaking hose, compressor, and cannon. That's what I had when I was coming up. Other than that, it's very easy to use. And I tell people, if you want to learn to use it, simple. Just get yourself a bed sheet, some food coloring, because you're not going to damage your unit with paint. It's food coloring. You can wash it right out. And you can use that to basically just color and some sheets or whatever for practice. We'll do some tutorial demonstration. This is very easy. Don't get intimidated. That's why we choose the 250, because the 250 doesn't have a bunch of knobs and knobs all over it to confuse you. Now, the ones we had were 590s. They were different. 590s had like a fence and it had a house and had all these different things. I'm like, which one do I pick? And yeah, that one gets kind of confusing. But this one's simple. Turn it on, and that's it. That's all. Pretty easy. And I tell people, look, you want to learn, just basically just go out, because people buy them for the first time, never used them before. They spray their decks with them. That's a deck sprayer. That's what they're used for. 250s are used for that. So, you know, they're buying it for the first time. They go in and learn just in one day. Next thing they're out there like a professional spraying down their deck. Not that hard to do. Not that hard. That's what happened when people started making their own frames. Yeah, people come there with like 20 different tools, and we're gonna cut an angle here and so and drop both. Yo, doing too much. You're making it too complicated. People are going to get discouraged. I don't want to build that crap at the end of the day. It's 4 pieces of wood. You ever been to art class before? Same thing like building your own canvas. It's the same thing. 4 pieces of wood, wrap it around, staple it, you're done. Boom, you just built the screen. That's it. That's all it is. And people come with a miter saw and all this stuff and just cutting angles and all this, and you're going to cut and put the sun out. No. It's 4 pieces of wood. If you've been to art class, or if you go to any canvas shop, any art supply store, you take the canvas down and look at it, boom, that's a screen literally right there. 4 pieces of wood, wrap the material around, you staple it, you're done. That's it. You people going to, I don't got nothing against Carl's, I really don't. I bought Carl's in the past, but Carl's can be a little pricey sometimes, especially when you start going up in your screen size. Bed sheets. I literally built screens using bed sheets. Got a couple of demonstrations. I went right over to Walmart. Picked up a $6 bed sheet. It didn't make a difference if it was polka dot, orange, green, yellow, whatever. Picked it up, stapled to the screen, painted over top of it, done, hung it up. Everybody's looking like, oh, you know that's a bed sheet, by the way. Yeah, I show you got bed sheet projection screens. Blackout cloth is cheap. Get a king size at around $6. You're done. That's it. If you want to stiffen the surface, we got this. You go with the network grade 773, which I like to use. I like to use the particular. The screen we had downstairs is fabric. It don't look like it's fabric. People think it's a piece of plywood. It's not plywood. It's fabric because it has multiple layers of a paint, and that causes the screen to stiffen. You don't want to put too much because you're messing around. You don't want cracks in it. So we put 2 applications on it. The first one, so it's to absorb the surface. The second one absorbs the surface. And then after that, you put 2 of them on there. After that, that'll stiffen the surface like you starch a shirt. That's what it'll do. And then after that, you apply our coating. And that's how you get that nice stiff with no waves or nothing into it. That's how you stiffen the surface. There the heck did I put my charger? Oh, got it. it. I love it when my friends, that's one of my friends right now in the morning. I send my good mornings to my friends when I get up. I love my friends. They know, they see my streams popping up, but they still continue to send me messages. I just sat there and gave them instructions for the day, like, look, I need such and such. And so, if you can help me out with it, I would really appreciate it. And they'd be like, 40,000 messages on the same thing we just talked about last night, literally. But I love them. They're crazy, but I love them. All right, let me see. We got to make more labels. We're out. Actually, I'm going to tell you something else too. This is a cool way, and I explained the instruction video, for you to make your own labels. Because, again, I used to go to Vistaprint, and I get my labels made. Vistaprint took like, I mean, they're good, don't get me wrong. Good company, the labels came out looking professional, real nice and all, but it just took too long. And I was spending so much money for labels, it just charged me so much money. So then, you know, Lord always blesses you with ideas. So we make our own labels now. We don't have to go there. We have to no more have to worry about, we can do our own customization. Any way we want to design it, any way we want to make it, we can make them ourselves and make them look professional. Instead of sitting there paying these companies all this money. That's why I said, it's more, Lord to teach you so much stuff. At the end of the day, it's not even funny, especially when it comes to business. I spent so much money on labels, it wasn't even funny. And I would probably get like something like maybe 20 labels for like $60, $70. Then I have to wait for them to be fabricated, which would take about 4 or 5 days. Then after 4 or 5 days, I have to wait for the time for the ship to get here. It took too long for the product to get here. It was a pain in the neck. I didn't say a curse word, I said ship. So anyway, I just got to a point where I said, well, I'm tired of this. I need to make my own stuff because I'm tired of it. And the Lord blessed me with the idea. So look, this is what we're going to do. You're going to go here. You can design your own artwork. I got an art site that I go to. I make sure I pick all uncopyrighted material. I make it uncopyrighted so no one's using it. And then we go in and we put our design on it. And then I just send it over to an attorney. I have, with LegalZoom, I have an attorney on a retainer for, we get like some kind of discount. We do so much business with them. We get like so many copyrights for like free or whatever, registered. Just pretty good deal. It is at the end of the day. So it just comes out better making your own labels at the end of the day. And now, usually one of the problems you run into when you're making labels, oh, see, we got just so much stuff I can teach you at the end of the day. It's unbelievable. But I'll give you a little tip here. Now, usually one of the biggest problems you have making your labels is the ink smearing. Even if you get sticky paper or printing paper that says the ink won't smear, it will smear. Because I got it over there and it tells me it's not going to smear. And that was smearing for, right across it. So there's a trick to get around that. And also, too, it comes in handy if you spill paint on the label, just wipe it right off. And I'll show you. You know, we don't mind sharing our ideas. I really don't. If it helps somebody else through the day, maybe doing the same thing I'm doing, you know, hey, hats off to you. Kudos to you. These are our top labels right here. I'm putting up right now. And what you want to do is, you've seen me do this before. Everyday packing tape, this is what you want to use. And you want to put this over your label. Today, in the driveway, we're going to do something pretty cool today. We're taking Mr. Mirror outside today. The mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, it's going outside today. We're going to do some 3D mapping outside, in the driveway. I want to see the reaction we're going to get, especially when we get the big screen. We're going to put a big screen out there for that. Image come from the back, but we have to work on that technology. We have that here. I have to get a screen for myself. Now you smooth everything down with your hand so you get all your little bubbles out. Take your scissors, pull up your sides, here. Cut the sides off. Do the same on this side. Middle. And voila. I was thinking about, I remember I was working this job, and I worked in a couple of factory jobs. And you know, a factory job, basically, you do the same thing every freaking day. You pull the same lever over and over and over again and again and again and again. Well, we had this one supervisor, cool dude. And I had about 4 or 5 of my friends. Each of them worked a different station. So we learned to master each other's jobs so we could switch up. So if I ever got bored of being in the same spot every day, I could always go over to another station and swap with one of my other co-workers, and they could go swap with me. So we could change our job up. Scenery changes because you're in a whole different section. On top of that, sometimes some places don't like to do that, but the place I was working at did allow us to do it. And we had to explain to him what we're doing. And the guy was like, well, we don't care. As long as the job gets done, that's all that matters. We don't care who's in that station or that station, whatever. As long as, at the end of the day, the job gets done. Now, to make sure that if an accident pop up, it's kind of hard to explain why someone that was assigned to that station was sitting over there. They fixed all that paperwork so we could go exactly where we wanted to go. Number one, it was nice because it cut down on the unbelievable, mind-dulling boredom. It did. It cut down on it a lot because it was, you know, get bored doing the same thing over and again. And on top of that, we get to switch up. There are friends I had over here, friends I have were like, oh, you switching up today? Yeah, we're over here today. And switch over there. I think that was pretty cool. I like that stuff like that. If I ran a company like that, I would allow the workers to do that. Because number one, you're not doing the same thing over again every day. You know, on top of that, you're training them on multiple pieces of equipment at the same time. So you're furthering their skills to be able to advance your company. And on top of that, they'll get a chance to switch up and go from here to there. And, you know, it's a much better way of doing things. You know, instead of sticking them in the same spot every single day. You know. And I love that job because of that. Because I see my buddy coming like, yo, we switch up. And we go over his section, go to my section. He got friends over there. I have friends over there. It was just fun. So I had about 6 or 7 people I was switching back and forth with. And at the end of the day, they couldn't argue. I said, look, at the end of the day, they're being trained. They're being trained to work on multiple machines. So if a man comes in sick, that man can run most of those machines in that shop. So you got your workers are trained to use multiple machines. That benefits you at the end of the day. Business is business. You know what I mean? And they let it slide because it was true. If you got a man out on a machine and you talk to your buddy, can you run this? I've never been on that machine. You got to retrain that man. He already knows how to run that machine. So you always have a backup. And they couldn't argue with that. So they let it go. They just had to make sure people that were basically registered in that area, so if anything happened, yeah, he was assigned to that machine. Make sure everybody was assigned to machines. But yeah, cut down on the boredom. Productivity went through the roof because people were happy where they worked at. They weren't bored. They weren't depressed and none of that nonsense. And that same kind of energy comes home to the family. You know, person's happy at their job. They're going to be happy when they come home. You know, it works over hand in hand. You got to know how to run business. I always had a mind like that for business. But at the time, didn't even know what I wanted to do. can give people advice all day long. At that particular time, I think my change came from me. It was one day I was sitting on the floor and I watched this guy come in with the hard hat. He had the suit and tie on and everything, and people were talking to him and everything. Who's that? That's the boss. That's the boss right there. Wow. That's what I want. I want that. So I went from working with computers. Working with computers is what set it off. When I was working in the restaurant field, it was okay and all. I still had bosses over top me and stuff. At the end of the day, boss is not a bad thing to have at the end of the day, but I wanted something else. I was destined. I wanted someone of my own. That's what I wanted. And then when I got into IT tech and I was working with that, I got somebody bring a computer to my house. After I got off from work, somebody brought a machine to my house. They found that I worked on computers. So I said, how much? I was like, I didn't even know. I was like, 150. And the guy was like, here you go. Paid me 150 bucks. I was like, what the freak? I was like, I can make money off of this. And then next thing you know, after I fixed his machine, it was word of mouth. He was coming back like, yeah, my man up here on this side, he fixes PCs. I turn around, 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, I got people popping up at my doorstep, laptops, all kinds of stuff. And I started showing some of the modded PCs I was doing with the lights and all that stuff. And I was making money, just like that. Then I got into the process of pulling the entire PC out of the case and spraying it down and designing my own color cases and peekaboo windows and EL LED lights and all that stuff. And people wanted their machines modded out, so we was doing that, making money off that. I was even making money off taking it apart and pulling out your power supply and cleaning it. I'm not talking about taking an airbrush, I'm talking about take it apart and go and clean it all out. Yeah, I was making good money. After that, I quit my job. And all, you know what really did the job? I tell you what did the job. When that freaking, what was it? Was it Millennium? No, Vista. Vista was garbage. That was a garbage system, man. That system didn't work for jack. Man, that system came out, man. It wasn't freaking, what do you call it, the word for it? I can't think of the name of it. What's it called? It wasn't driver friendly. It really wasn't. It had all kinds of problems with it. And I had people coming to my house to change it out for freaking Windows 98. Was it 98? No, it wasn't 98. Heck no, it was 98. Windows XP. Sorry, they were trading out for Windows XP. I wanted 98. But Windows XP. They wanted to go back to the original operating system. I was making $200 a pop per operating system. You think about it. Oh my goodness, man. That's when the reality kicked in, because I can sit there. I had the station table set up. I had everybody's PCs all locked up. I was changing the operating system, man. I had a bundle of shoe boxes full of money, and I was like going out to hanging out with my friends and talking with them. It was different because instead of at that point, I went the 9 to 5. I had to be at the job, a supervisor over my back, watching me for doing this, watching me for doing that. Had to take breaks when they tell me to take breaks, and here I'm out here working at the same time, talking to my buddies like, yeah, I'm working right now. I'm about to go pop over to the movies because the machines basically were all running from remote control access. I was pretty good to go. So when I realized the money I was making, the freedom I had on top, I said, this is exactly what I wanted. So, and after that, which is crazy because that business, it didn't go down. It changed because of I left the neighborhood, because it was time for me to go. I was making a good amount of money, and I left. But when I left my clients behind. A lot of my clients weren't able to find me, and my business went under. So I was still doing a little computer work on the side to make a little money here and there, but not like I was making when I was living there. But I had to leave the neighborhood. It was kind of rough. It was kind of brawling, and people know what I was making. It was dangerous for me to be there. So that's when I was home, built this crazy rig, had it up on YouTube, and I had the 2 side-by-side TVs, the Tesla video card, all that other good stuff. And I wanted to go check out my boy June. That's when 360 was out. And he had the Gears of War on a Grey Wolf projection screen. That's when my life changed again. Walked in there and saw that giant screen. I was like, oh, what the freak is that? Because remind you, last time I seen a projector, it was a CRT with BMCs and VGAs. So I didn't know they had peripherals like HDMI and all that cool stuff, like the same thing I have would match my graphic cards. But when I saw that, I was like, what the freak? I was like, well, what's this? He says, projector and so on, so on. So I'm looking at the back, like, whoa, look at this. How much are these? Like, it costs so and so and so. I was like, man, I gotta get one. I gotta get one. I said, I can't go home to them little tiny TVs. I had 242 inches. He's playing on a 120-inch screen. I'm blown away. They're doing Gears of War. Him and his family are doing Gears of War on an Xbox 360 over there. I'm on my PC, talking about PC Master Race, and I got 242s in there. I'm like, nah, man, I need this. I got to have this. So that's when the research started. I knew nothing about projectors, not a thing. And I was going back and forth asking him. He was a projector guru. I was going to him like, what does this mean? What does that mean? And so and so and so. I'd go back and do my research and come back and talk to him again. Then I came down to the projector. My first projector, I'm going to buy another one too. I got a BenQ MS500. Never forget it. It was my first projector ever purchased. Got home, came from FedEx, waited for it. FedEx got here, hooked it up, hooked it up to the PC and everything, hit the wall. And I was like, ugh. Remember, I'm coming up to high performance monitors onto a white wall with a high-end PC. And I'm like, ugh, it sucks. I don't like it. And I sold my TVs already, they're gone. Go back and talk to my boy. I was like, hey, yeah, colors are washed out, the contrast level, it looks absolutely horrible. When I turn the lights on, it's like, it's a joke. And he says, oh, that's because you got to upgrade your screen. You can't use the white screen. You got to have a gray screen. Now, keep in mind, naysayers, I want you to listen very carefully to this story. At this particular time in this era, gunmetals weren't heard of. They didn't exist. They're probably in the process of being engineered, but they did not exist. Black screens didn't exist either because we developed them and they didn't exist either. Now this is where the gray paints started battling the white projection screens. At that particular time, people were saying the white screens were better, and then people who had white screens said the wall was better than the white screen. Why spend money? It was a back and forth thing. Why spend money for a white screen? We can use a white wall. And people had great paints and be like, well, great paint will never compare to a projection screen at the end of the day. Yeah, that was a little battle they had back then. White screens versus the great paints, and how the gray paint was a waste of money. It cost too much. And this is where Goose Screen came out, and they had this $600 quart paint that took like 3 or 4 applications. Matter of fact, one of my brother's sons, he painted one. Because that's the first time I saw a Goose Screen on one of his house. I was like, ooh, why you got your wall painted gray over here? He said, oh, that's a screen. I was like, huh? They said, that's a screen. And I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. They got a screen you could paint on your wall? Wait. So you mean you could take this and paint this on your wall and that's a screen? Like, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, that's the first time I found out about it. And I went back and told my buddy June about it. Say, hey, they got a paint that you paint on your wall. What's that about? And he was like, well, that's Goose Screen. But this is how much it costs. I was like, oh, nah, I'm not spending that much money. That's crazy. So I was like, what else they got? They said, well, YouTube's got a paint out. They got the YouTube paint. To this day, nobody knows who started it. Nobody knows who started the YouTube paint. We just don't know. It's like trying to figure out who was the original inventor of the back scratcher. Nobody knows. But anyway, I think ice cream has that title too. Nobody knows that one either. But anyway, so I go to Home Depot. June gives me ingredients, what I need to make this kind of pearlescent gray screen paint. Get down there and find out that I'm actually 2 years too late. That 2 of the products are no longer being made. So this is where God is always important. So I pray, and I ask the Lord, direct me what I need to do, because I'm going home to a big white wall and a very high-powered PC, and it looks like crap, and I don't even want to play the game system anymore. And he directed me where to buy. I went and bought it. I was nervous when I was in the ride coming home, because, you know, kind of thinking maybe if it doesn't work, but this is God at the end of the day, you know what I mean? He never steered me wrong. This is going to work out. Get there, mix everything together. I wonder if I can find that first video. I'm just going to track it down. Painted on the wall, and the colors, boom, colors popped, contrast. Mind at that time, I thought it was black levels, okay? The contrast, all that stuff, you know, it's beautiful. It's better than what I was using, and it was better than June's Grey Wolf that he had. At the time, Grey Wolf was considered to be the black diamond. Anyway, my buddy comes in from off work, because I was renting a room at the time with his family, comes in, puts his head on the doorway and says, that looks amazing. You should sell this. And here I am now. That same voice that told me what to buy when I was in Home Depot is the same voice from God that I've been hearing for that long. That's been telling me how to make my ingredients, how to design my labels, how to run my company, how to build my website, how to talk, how to speak, everything. Even from down to how to speak and how to communicate and how to talk. God will direct you on all that. So that's how people ask me that question. How did you get into this? There you go. God got me into this. This is my blessing from him. That's why no matter what they try or what they try to do, you will never be to take me down. It'll never happen. The only person who has that ability to be to take me down is God. And since you're not God at the end of the day, well, it ain't never going to happen. So That's where it all started from. Now, most people, what they would do is, and I've done this before, God will bless you with something, and they will turn around and they will give themselves the credit and give God nothing. People get ticked off when you open up a door for them and the person doesn't say, oh, thank you. And they lose their temper over that. People get mad over that. Well, wait a minute, I opened the door for you and you can't even say thank you. So imagine when God does something nice for you, you can't even say thank you. You think about that one. You're going to get ticked off because you open up a door for somebody and they don't say thank you back to you. That ticks you off. Or you go do something nice and maybe you might shovel your neighbor's walk or do something and they walk by, get in their car and drive off. How would that make you feel? That'd tick you off, wouldn't it? Well, we do that to God every day. But yet, at the end of the day, worst can happen between you and your neighbor. You might get into a fist fight. Worst thing can happen with God is, he snaps his fingers, you don't exist anymore. That fast, that quick, you're gone, wiped off, clean off the earth. He has that capability. If he decides that your descendants and you and everything will never exist ever again, he has that capability. But he doesn't do that, do he? He turns the other cheek and goes, okay, well, have a nice day. And he goes about his business. And he'll do that over and over and over again and again and again. Keep forgiving you. Because if he didn't, you wouldn't be here right now. I personally know that from experience that I definitely wouldn't have been here. I was a perfect example of someone, if God was going to destroy something, I definitely would have been in. I told you, in my 20s, I was not what you call your typical teenager or whatever you went 16, 17. I was a different kind of teenager. And that different kind of teenager got me locked up for a bit for doing some really dumb stuff. But long story short, on the chaos and stuff I was doing out in the streets, long story short, if God had gotten tired of me, he could have off me a long time ago. There was plenty of opportunities for it to happen. And every single time I was sitting there praying in a hail of bullets or whatever I was at, something was going down, and I had no business being there. And I heard the voice in the side of my head saying, don't go to that party. Don't go to this meeting. Don't go hang out with these people. Stay away from this area over here. And I would go, I'm good. I got people around. I'm good. I'm protected. I'm there anyway. And 5 minutes later, I'm sitting there huddled in the corner with a hail of bullets and people screaming in the background. And there you go. Yep, or being at the wrong place at the wrong time. I've done that too many times to count. But anyway, and survived every last one of them. But the thing about it is, I'm not going to tell you about the other half because I'm not bringing it into the camera. Anyway, but the other half of the thing about it is that any given time, he could have said, man, you get up every single day. You don't even thank me or nothing. I allow you to get up because you're most vulnerable when you're asleep. You can't protect yourself when you're asleep. That's virtually impossible. But you got some ninja or second sight skills. Other than that, that's when you're most vulnerable when you sleep. But anyway, protect you in your sleep. You know, you walk outside in this ultra-violent neighborhood every single day, and I make sure that the devil stays away from you. Even though you do dumb stuff to tempt me every single day. When I tell you don't do it, you run right out there and do it anyway. And at any given time, he could have basically taken the opportunity to take me off the earth, but he didn't. That's how forgiving God is at the end of the day. And think about it. This is his world, not yours at the end of the day. Man doesn't really understand the concept that this is not his world until you get something like a heavy natural disaster, like something that's way off the scales that makes you feel like you're a speck of dust. That's when you realize that you have no control over nothing on this planet. Everything belongs to him. You have no control over nothing. You're just here. That's it. So when you see like a tidal wave that comes in that's 600 stories and it covers about over thousands of miles long, that's when you realize what you're doing here on this earth. You have no control over jack. That's it. You don't even have control of your own life. People realize that when they're on their deathbed. And I used to work at a senior citizen home. I've seen it too many times to count. A shame but true. You have no control over nothing. You have control over some things, maybe, but not the big things, no. So, if God, whoever gets up, well, he doesn't get up, he's just there, and looks down, imagine you're God at the end of the day, and you look down on the planet, and you see the most destructive stuff you've ever seen in your life. I'm talking about, we don't even see this stuff. The only time we see this stuff, unless you're a witness to it because you live in that particular area, or you basically see it on the news. But imagine having the ability to see all, know all, and see all on the earth. Can you imagine this same destruction stuff that he sees every single second of his being? Can you imagine that? And you're like, good gracious. What the heck are these people at the end of the day? You know, I'm tired of destroying them. That's how fast it can come. That quick. You imagine that. And you created all that. Everything down there. You've made it all. Now, there's beauty in it all, too. Yeah, there's plenty of beauty on there. There's plenty of beautiful things on it there all. But also, you see these people who do not obey you at the end of the day. You gave them life. Like your kids. You gave your kids life, right? Then your kids disobey you, do whatever they want to do, disrespect you, all that stuff. And that stuff gets on your nerves, makes you upset, makes you angry. You want to punish them. Oh, there we go. I hit that nerve right there. You want to punish them, right? There you go. You want to take things from them. Learn a lesson. There you go. Now you understand. Sometimes it takes a while for people. It kicks. You want good things for them in life. You want the best for them in life, don't you? But when they do something that you know they should not be doing, you gotta be punished for it. But the beautiful thing about the Lord is, the Lord will forgive you over and over and over again. But then everybody has a limited amount of patience run out. And that's why there's a hell. I know we talk about a lot of stuff, but it's very important, people, because for me, people say, well, I don't want to hear about this stuff. I want to talk about the screen paints and stuff. Well, let me explain something to you at the end of the day. I am a Christian. And I like to talk about my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Because for me, I have a duty. And my duty is when my time comes, I pass off this earth, and thank God I'll be blessed to see his face. And he'll say, Mr. Bird, what did you do with my time while you was on the earth? Because mine, it's all borrowed time at the end of the day. Everything is borrowed time. Nothing belongs to you. When you leave off this earth, it will stay behind. As your body, the vessel itself, well, that's made from the primal dust, and your soul goes back to God. So, you're on borrowed time. Everything here is borrowed time. Everything you have here, you're not taking it with you. It's going to all stay here. It's all borrowed. It's never yours. It's yours while you're here, but when you leave, it stays behind, which means it's borrowed, including your soul. Same thing. It's not yours. If it was yours, that means man would have the ability to have immortality. We don't have immortality, so guess what? It goes somewhere, and it goes to somebody who it belongs to, so it's on borrowed time. So when I go back, and I see his face, and he says, what'd you do with my time while he was on the earth? Well, I partied, had fun, did this, did that, ignored everything you told me to do, did what I wanted to do. He says, well, guess what? I never knew you. Guess where you're going? Yeah. So it's important that people know about this because, again, people should know about the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. They should. Because by me not telling them this, at the end of the day, it's like me keeping that a secret. That you have an opportunity to have a better life, to be with the Lord, to be able to be saved and go to heaven. If I don't tell you any of this, I'm a selfish person at the end of the day. Now, people may make jokes over this. I don't care. People may tease me on this. I don't care. At the end of the day, you see my Lord's blessing. This is a man that never went to school for chemistry, a man that never went to school for computers, and all this knowledge was given to me by God. I didn't go to school for any of this. It all came from God at the end of the day. God will take care of you. God will be there for you. When you're sick, when you're ill, he will be there for you. And at the best part out of all of it, when it's time for me to leave this earth, I know where I'm going. I'm going home. That's why I don't chase money. Because money has value to me, but I don't chase it. God provides everything I need. If he provides everything I need, why do I need to chase money? I can never get caught up in bad business deals. I don't have to worry about sleeping in the bed with devils at the end of the day. None of that. God takes care of everything. Think about it. God provides food for all the animals of the earth. So much more will he provide for the man, for the common man if he put his trust in God. But he doesn't. He puts in trust in money. He gets caught up in money. He gets caught up in parties and drinking and gambling and having fun and bad women. And at the end of the day, he passes off the earth. He goes see God's face, and God will ask you, what did you do on my borrowed time? And so God will look at you and say, I never knew you. So if God doesn't know you, guess what will know you? The devil himself. And that's one person you don't want to know you. So it is my job to basically tell people about the Lord, because I don't want them to go to hell. Not even Jamie. I would never want to see Jamie in hell. Oh, heck no. I don't want to see nobody in hell. No one should ever go to that place. That's why people got to be careful about telling people to go to hell. You got to be careful when you say that. You don't know. Hell is a really bad, bad place. It's a very bad place. When you tell somebody you're sending them to damnation, that's what you're sending them to. It's not something you should get into a habit of saying to people. Jamie, at the end of the day, does the dirty stuff that he does, and I see how Satan works to him every day. I see it. I see it in his emails. I see the way he carries on, he acts up. Do I participate in that? No. I participate in basically protecting my company the best way I can, and that's basically going out and showing him what kind of person he is at the end of the day, exposing him for what he is. We don't sink to those dirty tactics, people. If I do that, that means I'm doing the devil's work, and I'm not going down that road. My salvation comes first. If I had to make a choice right now, God says, look, here's the deal. You got to give up this business, or bottom line is you can give up your business, pick up your cross and serve me, or you can continue to serve the business. I'm out of the business. I'm going. I'll pick up my cross and follow him, because I know wherever I go at, whether I have this business or not, I'm taken care of. Don't chase money. But as for wishing people go to hell, no, I would never do that. Partake on them? No, I would never want to see these people in hell. I would hope one day that they would leave these dirty tactics alone, be honest with people, and do things the right way. And again, these dirty tactics of making memes of me, that stuff doesn't bother me at the end of the day. It doesn't really hurt me at all, period. I feel sorry for you, because I know the road you're traveling down. I know who's telling you to do this and what their plans are for you. That's what I feel sorry about. Because at any given time, it could be your time for God to take back what is belonged to him. And if you have to leave this earth and you're not saved, then you're going to hell. So I feel sorry for them. I'm not mad at them when they do that stuff, because I know who's giving them those ideas. It's the devil himself. And if you're following that evil one at the end of the day, well, there's going to be no good of it. As I explained to people, that when you're out there living your life, remember, this earth is not yours, and it's much, much older than you, whether you want to believe it or not. And every form of religion, they may all have different gods, but they all know that there's one demon. And they know what his purpose is. And they know what happened and why he lost his purpose. His purpose is basically to gather as many souls as he possibly can for the last war of Armageddon. No matter who has what God and what they believe in. I believe in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But at the end, there's always one demon. And that demon has one purpose and one purpose only. So keep in mind, when Lucifer lost his place in heaven, he fell to the earth. He didn't come alone. He came with a couple. He came with soldiers. And those soldiers' job is to do whatever they got to do to collect as many souls. If you're not saved, he's going to come for you definitely. Because he knows if you lose your salvation, you die on the earth, and you go before God, and God says, I've never seen you, then guess what army you just joined? So, demons are among us every single day. People don't like to talk about that. They are. They will sit right outside your house and watch you when you leave, when you come out, all day long, just trying to figure out ways how to get into your house so they can wreak havoc and chaos. If there's a way for them to get in, go get in. If you're basically serving the Lord, a demon will be walking down a block and like, nice neighborhood. All right, let's see. What house can I get into? Can't get in that house. And I got an angel sitting in front of that door. I ain't going there. The angel sitting in front of that door too. I ain't going there. Oh, really? Another angel over there? Ooh, no angel over there. Let's go. And when he comes in, he doesn't come alone. He brings his family with him. They move in, they move in. So when you do stuff like that, you invite things. That's why he sent me that message with the 666. Bad idea, man. You don't do that, man. You're inviting stuff into your house, man. Inviting really bad stuff into your house. Because imagine that same demon walking down that same neighborhood, looking around at all those different houses, and he's going, angel there, angel there, angel there. Oh, 666, right over there. All right, let's go. Come on, we're moving in. Yeah. You don't want that in your house. Because once you get that first one in, they're hard to get out. That second, third, fourth, and fifth, you got a nightmare on your hands. You're going to bring somebody from the church, and they all going to be strong Christians to get that one out of there. Because they getting in, they in bed, especially if they get into taking over the body. It's all so real. It is. Some people don't even think about it. It's all so real. This is why, with all the scary things that are going on the earth right now, you need God. You do. Man, we're getting labels done today. We're talking about the Lord, which is very important. That's more important than anything in the world, people. More important than anything in the world. Take it from Mr. Bird. Mr. Bird has been down that road. Done just about everything you could possibly think of. At one point, I didn't even think I was ever going to go to heaven. I knew I was going to hell. Knew I was going. I knew I was going. Destruction and chaos that I used to cause when I was young at the end of the day, I knew I was going to hell. I remember I learned so much on my road to becoming a Christian. It's not even funny. I've seen how God protects his people. You threaten his people, guess what? That same threat falls upon your own head. When a Christian is protected by his angels, the Lord protects him by his angels. When you go out and you make a threat toward a Christian, now mind you, Christian also too got to mind himself too. Christian can't be going out and doing things he shouldn't be doing either, because then he loses his protection at the end of the day. So it can't just be out there going, oh, because I'm a Christian, I can do whatever I want to do, blah, blah, blah. No, you cannot do that. I've seen Christians do that all the time. Hide behind the Bible, go out and curse, carry on, everything. 1 minute they be back in church. No, you can't do that. Well, you lost your mind. Oh, don't get me started on preachers who steal at the end of the day. That irks me the most. But anyway, but you can't go out and do that. Am I basically saying that oh, heck no, I'm so far from perfect, it's not even funny. Are you kidding me? I make mistakes. I have cursed and done stuff, but I go before the Lord and I try not to do it again. I'm sorry, and I do apologize to the Lord. I don't want to ever do this again, but I make mistakes. Any Christian that comes up there and try to make him sound like he's perfect and he doesn't make any mistakes, that's a big lie. Number one, your body is cursed. You have a sinful, cursed body. That's what you have. Virtually impossible not for you to make any mistakes. The thing is, you try not to make mistakes. You work hard not to make the mistakes. It's like if you're an alcoholic, you basically try to stay away from liquor and stuff like that. That's going to turn you into what you used to be. You try your hardest. Right? You know, any Christian that comes to act like they're holy, no. I'm sorry. Your body's cursed. If you're perfect, you wouldn't be here. You'd be in heaven right now. But anyway, as I said before, going out and threatening a Christian is very dangerous. Because, again, right now, when I was out in the street, cutting up and carrying on, and doing all that dirt, God could have easily had one of them thugs walk over to me and put a bullet in my head. That quick, that fast. I was in that. Plenty of opportunities were there to have it done. But he didn't. He protected me the entire time when I was out in them streets carrying on and acting up. But the day I threatened a Christian, oh man, that was a bad day for me. Very bad day. A couple bad days for me. Very bad days for me. Because now that protection that I had that was out there protecting me at that particular time, when God was making plans for my life, was no longer there. And I could see the devil face to face. And it wasn't a pretty sight. And until I went back and asked for forgiveness to the one I'd done wrong, it kept on. To the point where I couldn't take it anymore. I went back and swallowed my pride and asked for forgiveness. I was sorry. And it stopped. Angels came back. That's why you don't threaten a Christian. And a Christian has to learn not to use the Lord as a shield when they go out and continue to do dirt and then use it as a shield. Can't do that either. That's why I never understand these preachers that steal from the church. I couldn't understand that. How do you steal from God? I'd be terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. You stole $1 billion jet from the people of your church, convincing them that you needed a jet. I seen one where this preacher basically was on I don't know, there was some kind of telethon, I don't know what it was, but a bunch of these preachers all together, and they were talking, and one of the preachers was talking about how he got in an argument with this guy at a radio station, and the guy at the radio station said, "Oh, well, you're a millionaire," and he says, "No, you're wrong. I'm not a millionaire." He says, "Yes, you are. You're a millionaire." He says, "No, I'm a multi-millionaire. Get it right." Are you freaking kidding me? You're a man of God, and you're bragging about how you're a multi-millionaire? Are you kidding me? Jesus wasn't a multi-millionaire when he came down. Jesus didn't come down in chariots. He wasn't born at a fancy establishment. He wasn't rich. He was none of that. And you're bragging about being a multi-millionaire. And they had the nerve to say that he threatened it. Well, yeah, it would be a threat. Told the guy at the radio station, "I'll buy your radio station and fire you." And then had the nerve to say at the end, "Well, when the rapture comes, I'll just leave my $1 billion jet behind. Y'all can have it because I'm going to heaven." Oh, the devil has lied to you. You are not going to heaven, my friend. There is a place you're going to. It's not heaven. If you want to know what Revelations is nightmarish, but hell is even worse than Revelations. Much, much worse. It's a reality call, people. Don't serve money. Serve God. God will make sure you have everything you need. I know it's hard. It is hard to have faith. It's very hard. It's very hard. But that's what they call Christian boot camp. God has to put you through trials and tribulations. You have to go through it. Makes you strong against the devil, because he will come for you. The devil doesn't come for what he has. He comes for what he doesn't have. He doesn't care about the one who's out there partying and drinking and having fun. He doesn't care about you because he already has you. Why should you fight for something you already have? He wants the one he doesn't have. The man who goes to church every day, the man who basically worships and serves the Lord, the man who gets on his knees and praises the Lord for everything he has, he wants that man because he doesn't have him. That's what he wants. That's the one he's going to fight and go after. And that's the one he'll never get. No matter how hard he tries. There we go. Ooh, it's going real nicely right there. Circle tops are hard to put in. They really are. They're not really hard to put the circle tops in. I can't wait to get to the exotics. I can't wait. The exotics are going to be so much fun. Oh, the containers. The containers are going to be awesome for the exotics. We got the one for the Scarlet Samurai. It has a wooden top on it. Oh, it has a bamboo to match with it. Oh, I cannot wait. I want to order one of the containers today. I want to get 2 of the containers in here today. The containers for the Samurai, they're $15 a pop. I'm trying to see if I can get it for cheaper. Oh man, God gave me the idea. All this stuff comes from the Lord. Everything you see here, all comes from God. Everything. Designing of the labels, all this stuff comes from Him. It's all His work. It's a mistake I made. I had 5 businesses. You believe that? I had 5 businesses. Every last one of them failed. Miserably. I had a business. I used to design back in the day. I used to make clothes. When I was in the church, I was watching the women make clothes. I wouldn't know how to do it. So I got into making clothes. I got into airbrushing clothes back in the day, mind you. It was way back, okay, the 80s when people had the rhinestones and the airbrushing of the New York subway cars and the cut-out stonewashed jeans. And I had the subway car running out through one hole and coming out the other end. Had designs and stuff. And I was making some good money. So went downtown to go to Foot Locker. I was going to get the Air Force Nikes when they came out. And I'm going down to go pick up my Nikes, and I bump into this guy in there. He's basically, I come out of Foot Locker, I'm walking up to the gallery on the 2nd floor, and I bump into this Arabic dude. Me and him get talking out there, just got my gear and all, who made just what I did. Got any business cards? I said, no, I just do it for a hobby. He said, you want to make a little money? I said, sure. He said, well, I'll set you up, get your nice little office down here and get you a couple of workers. You tell me what you like. They were doing leggings, women's leggings, and I was airbrushing designs and stuff on. That's what they wanted. So that's what I was doing, and I was making a little money off of it. And I had a lot of my artwork was in my booklets and stuff like that. Nothing was copyrighted, not one thing. But you know, I didn't think about the time. I was like probably, I forgot what age it was. I was real young, but I remember I had nothing copyrighted. And my mother was trying to tell me, she said, you want to get your stuff copyrighted, you know, I'll help you with it, get everything copyrighted, because this man's going to steal from you. You can't trust him. And I told my mother she was jealous, and because she never did, I wasn't a good kid. My mother was jealous, and I came out at her really nasty about it. You know, all y'all guys are jealous. You know, you just want to hate on my freaking success and blah 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 blah. Gave none of the glory to God, not a dime, nothing at all. Period. Long story short, guy ripped me off. He took all my drawings. He took, packed up his shop, moved out, and started a store someplace else. And I had to move all my stuff. I took some of my stuff from my house, my home, a room, and put it in my office, my private office, because I had a private office. I had workers. The workers weren't there. They allowed me to go and get my stuff, and I had to move my stuff from walk around the corner from the subway to the subway and take it home. Thank God I lived right when I came out of the subway, I was 1 block away. But I had to move everything back, and I had to take that humiliation and shame. And my mother didn't say anything. She didn't laugh about it, nothing like that. She said, next time, you got to give it to put your trust in God. And that went on for 4 more times. So I finally got to this point, and I said, you know what? Well, yeah, like God blessed me with the computer skills, and that was came from the Lord. And that's when I was a Christian, and I gave the glory to Him. I was making good money in there. School, cooking and all that. It was fun and all, but at the end of the day, I didn't have a life. Some people love that. I don't. It wasn't for me. Opening and closing every single day, working like 6 days a week and half days on Sunday, and I had to give that up. I didn't like it. I went to school for it, but I didn't like it. Then I got into this field, and this is where the Lord led me to. I was in a little rented room when I started my business, and here I am now, and I'm about to buy after this. That's how beautiful God is. I sat there for 4 years sleeping on that floor. 4 years in that little room sleeping on that floor. And the Lord was blessing me, giving me contacts, building my company bit by bit by bit. 4 years I slept on the floor. I had a little mini refrigerator, and I had a mini refrigerator, I had my desk, and I had the floor. And every day for 4 years, I got up, I worked for long hours, did my demonstrations on the wall, and I slept in that little bed. Did that every day for 4 years. That's when you have to be dedicated to what you love. And of course, my Lord and Savior is involved in everything. And I thought to myself, Lord, I sit there and lay on my bed, and I look up and I see the small ceiling. And I go, this is where I'm going to be at forever until I die. And I'm never going to leave. How long am I going to be here? And the Lord said, just look up at the ceiling. It's going to change for you. And now I go in the room, I look up at the ceiling. It's changed. It's a whole nother ceiling. I got a nice bigger house, got a nice yard out in the front to work in, and bit by bit, he's been upgrading me from house to house to house to give me what I need to work, to do what I need to do. Next time I look up at the ceiling, I'll be on my farm. So that's how I see it. Every place I go, I look up at the ceiling, and I go, well, one day I'm going to wake up and open my eyes, and I won't see that ceiling anymore. That's what he's been doing for me. And I got blessed to get taco. Wow. Wow. See, when you talk about my cat, that doesn't bother me at the end of the day, but that was more blessing from my Lord. Right there. When you talk about him, it don't bother me. You got to answer to him for that. At the end of the day, that's what you got to answer for. That's my baby right there. One of the animals. Hey, and that's a reason why I take that. Don't touch that. What's wrong with you? Leave that alone. That is for your protection, you jerk. What are you doing? No. I gotta come in. I gotta file that down. You give me work. Too much work. Yeah, taco's a blessing. People don't understand that. I'm living in this place by myself, and you know, sometimes you go a little mad. Sometimes I'm only joking with you, but anyway. I wanted a pet so badly, and I had no one to take me to the SPCA to adopt, and I seen these nice stray cats outside. Maybe I could make a friend with one of them, and I could bring them in, have someone to take care of. And I'm out there. I had a couple stray cats come up, but they didn't trust me. I fed them still every day. And one day I'm talking to the post worker, and this cat comes walking up. walks between her legs, walks right directly into the house. Now, most people would chase the cat out. No, I let him walk in the house. I'm going to see where this is going at. And I turn around, I look at him, and he just meows right in the middle of the floor. And I said, well, I guess you're staying. And he stayed with me. So I was kind of bothered on the fence because I thought maybe it could have belonged to somebody else. Maybe their cat, when a poor kid missing their cat or something like that, and I got the cat. I feel bad about that. So I went around the neighborhood. I talked to a few people, and they're like, no, he's a stray cat. We've seen him here before. You know, that's basically about it. No one owns him. So still wondering, maybe because they don't know, maybe he does have a home, and maybe he needs to leave the house. So I let the door open and let him leave. And he left. Came back, and he stayed by the house. He didn't leave. So that's how I knew he was mine. So I picked him up, brought him in. We did some shopping. And first I thought it was a female because his name was Kitty Caboodle. We went and bought all this pink stuff, you know, so for a female cat and all. And I'm thinking, gee whiz, I got to deal with the spraying, so I got to get them fixed and all that stuff. So after that, one day we're watching Netflix and he turns over to clean himself and goes, you're a dude. All right, we got to go reshop again. So I took all that stuff, gave it to my friend because she's a female cat. Win-win Taco, win-win for her. And then we buy a bunch of boy stuff for Taco. And then he was just sleeping around the house. He really had no place to call his own. So I took my arcade room apart upstairs because I had enough rooms and I gave him his own room. Which Taco, we're going to start painting to next week. We start painting next week. We start getting him ready. And he was a blessing. So Taco got here, didn't have any of the problems I thought I was going to have with him. Goes to this little box every single time. Doesn't tear. Oh, once in a while he does wreck my lights. Yeah, it's once in the blue moon. Other than that, he don't touch the lights. I don't worry about him sitting on my keyboards. When I'm painting, one thing I noticed when I was painting an area, he stopped. He wouldn't even go past where I was painting at. He wouldn't even walk around that area. Very intelligent, very smart. And then gave him the name Taco. Yes, Taco. All my Dominican, Mexican friends. I got a lot of Mexican, Dominican friends, Puerto Rican friends I'm cool with. Said Taco. What's his last name? I said Taco Denario. They said, nah, it's not gonna work. His name is too short. He needs a longer name. So he got Taco Roberto Rodriguez Denario Bird. That's his full name. So that's what they call him. My people recognize him as, and we don't know what national. What are you, Taco? What are you? I don't know. I'm just a baby. All right, let's get all this done, people, because we got to be finished up in here. This is more like my break time, relax time a little bit. And get you all ready and good to go. I wanted to get the whatchamacallit, the screen built on, careful. I wanted to get the screen built on whatchamacallit, but we got too much work to do upstairs. That paint that they got from Sherman-Williams, never, ever again. That stuff had to, it was covered, it did cover what we need to cover. But that's why he kept saying, oh, but you got to get 2 gallons because, you know, you need to put 2 coats because we always recommend 2 coats. Oh, I see why you recommend 2 coats now. The Network Gray 773 goes on smooth. Oh, it's so smooth. It's like painting with butter. But that stuff at the end of the day was like using peanut butter. So it went on. It covered the surface. It did exactly what it needed to do, but it's not smooth. I need it to be smooth. So I ordered another gallon. I found them from somebody else, and we're going to repaint the room. Be done. It should take no time at all. Detail the ceiling, and then basically go in and put the trim in, LED lights, and then start building the screen. I tried yesterday on trying to see if I can take my 120-inch outside and get it upstairs, you know, because I want the screen right away upstairs, and I'm building them out there, but it's not going to fit. I literally got to build that screen in the room. So I see. Oh, sorry, people. Today's Friday, I think it is. Saturday, I got to finish the update. Finish that product will be done with the batch number. This will be done with batch numbers tomorrow, the 2.0. I got the 200-inch screen to paint in because that's got to be done first because it's on the floor. So we get all that done in one day on Saturday. And then we got to finish up the room because that's going to be done on Saturday. Ooh, that's going to be a lot of work. On Saturday. And then I got the orders to put out for that other products over there. Have to go out. Man, this is going to be crazy. Crazy. All right, so we're going to upgrade. While I'm in here, I might as well get this done now. Come back to me. Come back to me. We're going to upgrade the. Let me see. Because we gotta. The tops are too big. Let me see. We need to go to. That's inbox. That's web editing. We need to go in and we need to upgrade the 44s to a 50 gallon. Sorry, 50 gallon. 50 ounce because again the labels fit better on the 50 ounces as well. Is that right, Mr. Taco? Mr. Taco. Taco Kitty. You want to go outside, Taco Kitty? Please. Don't make me regret that decision. Come on. Come on, Taco. Taco the stereo with the stereo. Come on. Taco Kitty. Taco Kitty. Come on, Taco. You can go outside, just don't get no trouble. Which we all know what you're going to do. Gonna get in trouble. That's what you like to do. Get in trouble. Now I think what I'm going to do is because I think we're going to have some fun this year. I usually don't like to celebrate. I don't have Halloween, but we're going to do something fun. We're going to put a big screen from across the back of the driveway because that's what it's going to look the creepiest. We're going to coat that in that black invisible technology, put a projector behind it, have a floating head, whatever we got to have back there. I'm going to put a big old candy dish. I'm getting a big candy dish in the front. It's going to be sealed to the table and bolt this thing to the table so no one can't snatch the dish away. The people are jerks at the end of the day. They do some dumb stuff. We're going to put a big old dish out there because I don't want to come to the door. I'm going to put a big old dish back there. But where my bushes are, I'm going to be back there with a ghillie on. For fun, just to scare the living crap out of people because they will never see it coming. My area is all greenery back there, so I can tuck back there. You would never see me coming. I'm going to put a smoke machine back there, by the way, to give off the eerie effect. You ain't like to do much. Couple of, what do you call it, strobe lights. If you got them, strobe lights, you can go and you can turn down how much they flash. If you time them just right, when somebody walks through, it makes it look like they're moving in slow motion when they're actually regularly walking. So we're going to put some strobes in there for the driveway, smoke machine, all that other cool stuff. And I'm going to put this giant candy dish right there that says take one. I'm going to put take one, take two if your costume's awesome. So I usually do that. And meanwhile, I'm going to be sitting back in those bushes in that ghillie. So that way, you know, I can scare the crap out of them because they'll never see it coming. The best element of surprise. They'll be so concentrated on that giant dish, that bowl have little lights around and everything. The ultimate grail of a candy dish right there. And they're going to be so dead set on that dish, they're not going to realize that there's a man sitting in the background with a ghillie on waiting to scare the daylight. So you can't see me because I'm blended into the bushes. I have the strobe lights and little weird eerie sounds. I'm going to install speakers out there and little eerie sounds out there. Just to throw them up. And in the back, you see that head floating back and forth in the background. Just simple stuff to have some fun with them. The kids up here are really good kids, you know, and pretty much Halloween is jacked up for a lot of people because of that. But at least I don't have to be anywhere near them, and they can get the candy from off the bowl, and we'll have a little fun out there. Now, once I take the lights out on my porch, my area is black out there, so we're gonna have some nice lights and corners. I have to have it lit up somewhere because you don't want people tripping over and killing themselves. So we're gonna have it lit up real nice in there, but you know, where those strobes can actually give off that cool effect in my driveway. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm scared the jeebies out of these jokers. If I can get one kid to wet himself, my job is done. That's why we have the ghillies. The ghillies! Ghillies! Ghillies. You go up there. Nah. Nah. Now, screaming at them is not going to work because it's not going to be frightening enough. You ever seen a battery vest before? I used to wear these things on my bass when I make my voice echo. It's a battery for it's hooked up to a battery pack, chargeable pack, microphone system and all that. You can echo your voice and everything. You can also channel your sound from different speakers where you have it set out outside. The PA system, a little bit smaller. So I can basically whisper and make sounds and all that, and they would never know where it's coming from because I was sitting there in the suit, way back tucked in the bushes with that mic on, and I can basically, what are you talking about? We all know the mics, what they're called, but anyway, so I can go back there and I can channel that sound through all those little speakers, and they think that's coming from, I can change the way I want. They know it's not a recording because I can change it at will. I can hear somebody call someone's name, I can repeat their name and freak people out. And all the while, they don't know I'm sitting there the entire time, covered in that fog and in that camouflage, sitting in those bushes. You don't know I'm there. Ha ha! There you go. And it's cheap. It's not even expensive to do. Bum, 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 bum. If you want to go even cheaper, basically you just buy a karaoke machine. That's all you have to do. And basically just go inside, disconnect the speakers, run extra long wires out, and just basically disconnect those wires to different speakers that you have outside. You daisy chain it. That's all you're doing. And you can sit back there, your microphone, and just talk. They'll never see you back because you're camouflage. Where's my ghillie at anyway? I go track my ghillie. My ghillie! Ghillie back ribs. Little bit ghillie back ribs. Rocky shore. Oh, it's downstairs. Hold on. I know it's downstairs. It's in my lockbox. I will give you a kiss like the house. Hey, what the freak? My peoples. My peoples chiming in. What's for breakfast, Ken? Nothing. I don't eat breakfast. I really don't eat breakfast at all. Where you at, Cat? I'm watching you, Bronson. His name is Charles Bronson. Did you know? They call him Bronson. That's Bronson back there. Bronson. Bronson. Alright, this is good. We got these are done right here. We got one to do. And yeah, we got one to do. Let me see. So we have, mark these out. One woman ordered 2 for herself. We have another person ordered 1 for Jamie, and the other one's for the beta tester. Alright. Let me see what my Joker's at. Where you at, Joker? Yeah, because all I need is just that one back. And in the front, right now. Trigger. Get over there now. You can't pay, you take it in now. Just go on. I got work. I got time. Come on, chop. Let's go, inside, let's go. Now, let's go. Always in trouble. 5 minutes, my goodness, 5 freaking minutes. I told you you get in trouble, always does. I want to have to get some netting, because there's one section of the deck he likes to go to. I don't want him over there. So I'm going to have to get some netting, and, because his curiosity's getting the best of him, and block that section off. I used to have an incident where I used to have my screen, main screen, I had a nice screen up there, and I had to remove it. Oh yeah, the elite screen had to be removed because this Joker kept getting behind the screen, getting caught behind the screen. I had to pull the whole screen up to get him out of there. 5 minutes, Joker. 5 minutes. You outside. You already in trouble, Joker. That's his name, Joker and Bronson, when he gets in trouble. Here we go. I want to do some. I wonder if I would get hit with that. Ooh, what the freak are you? Oh, okay. Never mind, some more. You have to understand, man. One time I was sitting outside. I took a picture and posted it on my Facebook account. I see the mosquito coming at me. That sucker had his own zip code attached to it. That probably was made that sound last night. Because, man, it literally sounded like somebody was like freaking like popping firecrackers when that thing hit the freaking zapper. Oh, man, that thing was frying in there for a couple of minutes. If that's how mosquitoes are this year, I am not. Well, I got to be outside anyway. Don't make a difference. All right, we got all that done. We got, there's our, right here. We don't have them at the bottom because it's not going to fit for the bottom because these containers are square and these are round. Right here. So you see they're both the same containers. They're both 40s right here. So these have the round at the bottom, but these we can't get. That's how we ended up with 50s also too, because the 48s we couldn't get them. No, we could get the 48s. The shipping time was jacked up. So every time it would take forever for us to get the shipping time. I said, no, we need them right away. We need them in that day. So that's why they switched over to 50s. All right, so these are finished for you guys. We're going to be making more than enough paint, just so y'all know. So if you're interested in getting the $38 2.0 screen paint, we have more than enough. And we have how many containers left? We got 2 containers, but since we get them shipped in overnight, we'll have more in. I already ordered a bunch already, so we can have those in because they're actually selling pretty good with the gray screen paints. But as I told you before, the reason why I got into the business, go back in to bring the gray screen paints out, because what is this obsession with my stuff? Is that the fact that I just didn't like, and gentlemen, I'm sorry if you get offended by this, but it's true. I just don't like how you guys are doing your demonstrations. I don't. You're not doing serious tests at the end of the day. You're taking money and you're not giving out a good product. So again, as I sat there and said, way before we got into this, gray screen paint products, being as old as they are, should be under 50 bucks, and that's where they should be at. And they need to have serious tests underneath of them. All products should have tests. Can you imagine somebody halfway test your smoke detector or the brakes to your car? Yeah, that's pretty much a big thing, wouldn't it? Well, guess what? That's a big thing for some people too. So, with that being said, you need to have test demonstrations under all your products, all of them. Not just one of your favorites, all of them. Every last screen we have here has been tested. And there's videos to back it up, which you guys need to have. You need to have your tests, and you don't have any. I don't see any tests on your site, Partey. I don't see any tests on your stuff, Pro 1176. Don't see any tests up there at all, period. You need to have those tests on display. If you go to my website, you will see my test on display. And you need to have batch numbers too. And I'll tell you the reason why you need to have a batch number. Because you have a bad habit of changing your products at will when you ship them to the customer. This is why you should have a batch number. This basically gives the customer some kind of confidence that his product is not going to be tampered with or messed with before it's shipped over. That's what you also need to do. But the reason why we brought this product out, because again, as I told y'all, that this stuff should be ambient light. In this decade in time now, with ambient light rejection technology, yeah, that stuff should be ambient light rejection. Already, it should be. We're not 9 years back. 9 years back, the ambient light rejection really wasn't even around. So paints today need to have ambient light rejection technology embedded in them. It's very important. Their paints don't have it. Proper contrast levels. You guys don't show that. Every time you show a contrast level, you're in a dark environment. When you show bright colors, you're in a well-lit environment. No, everything is supposed to be done in the exact same environment, like we did on the test. How does your screen compare to certifies? You didn't do no certified test done. What's your white level test done? Didn't do any white level test, none of that at all, period. And you want to charge people $90 and $160 for gray paint? Are you kidding me? With no test results underneath of it to back the product? We're not going to go in with the other one match. We already know what he matched at the end of the day. You're making up fake theories on your channel, talking about all this quantum matching nonsense and no real video hard evidence backing the product up. If I sit there and say, hey, see that product right there? That can take on 9 certified screens out of the test and beat 8 of them. One of them will match the screen. That product can be used in a fully lit environment. That product's a one-coat application. That product can use ultra short throw projectors. That product produces an amazing white level, even though the product is a little darker than most gray products. I can say all that. Then they ultra short throw compatible. We can use it at 1,000 lumens. All that. I can say that on camera because you know why? I got the test demonstrations to back it. You guys are coming up there talking about, oh, my screen paint can pull a contrast level equal to a black screen. On what planet is this coming from? Or I have a multi-stacking system. Each time it's the system you're building, you're stacking together. If you paint the screen a fifth time, it's slightly brighter. Show me this, please. I need to see this. This is what I'm talking about. You guys don't back your products and you charge too much. Now, again, recapping for people that say, well, you have a black screen and look how much money you pay. People pay for black screens. Show me one certified company with a black screen. So you're going to pay $3,000 to $5,000 for a gunmetal screen by a certified company. And we have black technology that can beat that with no problem and cost far less. All right, then. There we go. Same conversations we have in foreign sites every single day. We pop in there. First thing that pops up and goes, well, you know, you got a black product and it costs so much money. You got a freaking gunmetal screen that can't even match my screen's black level at the end of the day. You paid $5,000 for that? Okay. Well, you got the test to back it up. You back? Oh, there you go. Which one you want to choose? Inside, outside, which one you want to use? There you go. Is that your screen right there? There you go. Watch. Color pattern test, white level test, contrast test. End of conversation. That's it. And about a half an hour later, I look up on my indication, and here he is popped up. Ordered the product already. Got to be to back it up. That's why the tests are important. All right, people. Containers are all done as I agreed and promised. As I said before, Saturday we're going to make the product. We can't show you that, but we're going to stir, do batch numbers. Batch numbers will be. I'll put batch numbers on these babies. We're printing out our batch numbers, by the way. We're not going to write them down anymore. So I guess batch numbers will go here at the bottom right there. So we'll put the batch numbers in. And we'll be all good to go from there. That would be fun. I'm not putting in a code, like a code for the batch number. I'm still working on it. I have different ways of how we're going to put the batch numbers in. We might be putting them in by code. All right, people. That's basically about it. Hope you enjoyed our interesting talk. And I'll be back on for other things. Right now, we just have to get ready to get everybody set up and get their orders up, get their orders ready for ship out. You'll be getting tracking numbers on Monday. Thank you for your time. Be safe out there, and God bless.